Let's go, people. Deluded, I'm back again. Smash the like button. Big up you lot on Twitch. International break or not, the show must continue. Big up to everyone who would have seen the cut-up clips uploaded today. 4 p.m. I've got DJ B and Kenny Ken. It's always great to have them on. Obviously, Arsenal fans, we're going to have to sit with this feeling of losing to Liverpool. What could have been, what is, the narrative versus the reality, in which it's a bit of a mixed bag. And I'm kind of tired of speaking about Liverpool. You know, I do think, you know, we done well. We looked comfy to a degree. It was a stalemate. It was a boring game. Ultimately, you play dangerous games. You win stupid prizes. We conceded a free kick. Szoboszlai does what Szoboszlai can do, some with that technical ability. But we lost. We're going to have to sit with that. I'm not a fan of all this giving up and it's all over and all of that, regardless of if Arsenal win the Premier League or any level of silverware or not. Liverpool, in my opinion, are the favourites, will win the title, but nonetheless, we have to fight all the way in it. And unlike last season, when there is rare occasions that Liverpool drop points, make sure you're there to exploit. But it is what it is, man. Smash the like button. I think Gyökeres has spoken. He said, I don't need to prove anything. It's all on Mikel Arteta, in my opinion, to deliver a trophy. Of course, he's not alone, but end of the day, money's been spent. You've been here for a while. I think we've flirted with getting over the line in, well, not exactly the Champions League, but you've got to the semi-final. When was the last time we was there? Which is an improvement on last year with a quarter-final, which Arteta, as a manager, you've played in the Champions League twice and got to those last stages. Obviously, we finished second. We got to a League Cup semi-final. The FA Cup is Arsenal's trophy. We have won that under Mikel Arteta. Since then, it's been woeful. In fact, the last 2 years, I think, are very similar against Liverpool and Man United in that it comes down to scoring goals. So, yeah, money's been spent. Bert has done his job. Let's get Arsenal to where they need to be, because I think before I look at, again, I've clearly given Liverpool their plaudits, but before I look at what Liverpool are doing, City are doing, everything else, I need to know my team has maximized what they can. We've got an outstanding way of playing. We're good defensively. We're good in an attacking sense. Game management is spot on. Squad rotation is spot on. The squad has the sheer numbers to be able to cope with this amount of games and absorb any injuries. You get where I'm going, people. With that being said, things need to happen, man. Gyökeres versus Sesko on Friday for anyone that wants to watch. That would be good. Sesko versus Gyökeres. Who's Sesko? Because it can't be Gyökeres or Isak against Sesko. What is a Sesko? Has he scored 20 league goals? I don't know who these guys are. Is that a centre-back? Like, are you more of a goal threat than Harry Maguire? Because, again, the Man United Arsenal game, when Harry Maguire came on, I was scared. So, the game's the game. Isak and Ikitike outside Gyökeres, please step into the light. Allow it, man. To be fair, Liverpool, you lot are naughty, man. You lot are naughty because one, that was Newcastle's dream. Two, to have baby Isak before you even need the baby Isak and Salah for at least 2 more years. In fact, Salah can keep going as long as he wants, because you could argue last season was his best Premier League season, where obviously it's the oldest he's been up until that point. And, you know, the Cody Gakpos of this world. This is what I mean. Like, I wouldn't say Liverpool are unstoppable in it, because even Barcelona, the prime Barcelona, invincible sides, all these teams had to lose, but they've got the firepower. They've got a manager who's not only won the Premier League, but has league-winning experience at other places. You know all the things with Liverpool, but then you have to fight. They're not invincible. And okay, cool, it would have been nice to get 3 points in a 6-pointer, but we have to be near enough perfect. They're going to drop points. We're going to drop points. You look at the 3 games Liverpool have played so far, they haven't been amazing, really and truly. They haven't been amazing. But what they have shown is that if every team in the Premier League is not in final form, they're still getting fitness and teething issues, and they've got 9 points from 9, the only way is up, essentially. Liverpool, in my opinion, retain. It wouldn't be regain. Retain the Premier League, but you get the point. Every day is the oldest Salah has been. Hey, you get the point, though, man. You get the point I was making. Like, when you put it like that, fair enough. But how long has, well, to be fair, I want to say Salah's been at Liverpool 5 years. It's a lot longer than 5 years. DG's mic sounds different. Hey, you know, I really should check the settings, man. We good again? Yeah, K, appreciate that. K, you can't claim credit though. In fact, T was the first one. Apologies. I should look. I didn't. Well, you lot can't see it, but StreamYard, it gives you a bunch of options. So what I was probably speaking of was my computers, and then I had to select this. But we're all there, man. We're all there. I almost forgot my point. But yeah, you get what I'm saying, man. Salah's probably been there 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, however long here, and he's been scoring goals from the jump. He's been great. But last season, you know, that was the one, really. You could argue that's his best kind of season. And would you say Salah's is in his prime still? I don't mean that in a disingenuous way, because prime, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo was still great. You have to rate Mohamed Salah. And obviously he's never going to show us, but it's things like that. I would love to see what you do, like what you do away from obviously playing matches and training and finishing drills and all of that, like nutrition, rehab, all of these kind of things. Because it's a bit weird, because I do think footballers' careers are shorter in this day and age, or better yet, footballers are coming through quicker and they're kind of tailing off towards the end. But then again, you look at Ronaldo, you look at Mo Salah, you could say even Jamie Vardy's going over there in Italy. You know, a couple of players are still going strong, type of thing. Obviously, there's probably a bunch of them in Saudi as well. So yeah, man, you get what I was saying. Regardless, man, that sounds better. Yeah, man, we got there in the end. Liverpool have the better first 11, but we have the better squad. Squad wins leagues, as we know. Remember going for a title with Holding. It's true, but again, Liverpool have a bigger squad than I've seen in recent years, but they've had a tiny squad and still got it over the line. I know many people are sitting there and going, "Raw, if they get a defensive injury, it could be a bit of a meltdown." And I hear that, but attack is the best form of defense. If they've got one centre half that isn't levels, but they're going to score 2, 3 more goals, great. And again, I would say with Liverpool, the thing that tips the balance is they believe in Onslaught. For me, I believe in Mikel Arteta, but I think it's a thing where Arteta, you've got the tools, bro. You need to pattern it now, like, because I think you're standing in the rain and acting while we're wet. Listen, the approach against Liverpool, you can't go gun ho and things. I'm more onto Mikel Arteta for game management in that game, because I'm a hypocrite. Had it have been 0-0 and you went for the juggler and we lost 1-0 or still lost, I would have had things to say, but I would have, because of where we're at with Mikel Arteta and needing flexibility and things of that ilk, I would have said, all right, cool. Against Liverpool, it never worked. But who knows? Nottingham Forest, it could be 0-0. The same kind of things playing out. You've made a change and it's worked. And again, for me, it's the second half with Liverpool. Based on what Arne Slot said after the game, based on what Gravenberch said, they know we're not going to change things. So they gambled with, as I said yesterday, with Szoboszlai going higher with certain things. You can't equate for a free kick of that ilk. That's why we all watch football. Them kind of moments. It happened with, kind of the parallels in terms of we got the result, not necessarily the performance against Man United. We was on the other end of that. And you could, in relation to what I said about the free kicks, relate that to Real Madrid. That's why we all watch football. Nobody, obviously, Szoboszlai can hit free kicks. He's clearly technically and tactically sweet. I can't get mad at that. It is what it is. 9 times out of 10, that's either blazed over the cop end or it goes to the side and it's 0-0 and we keep it moving. But it's them kind of games. And I'm not trying to do this, oh, yeah, the title's done because of Liverpool. But it's those select few games, people, that we look back in a season and we're like, oh, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Other talking points too, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. This could have happened. That could have happened. Those are them kind of things. Unpopular opinion. Arsenal don't lose that many games. We don't lose that many games. We're not going up and down the country getting battered. But it's those 3-4 games in a season generally. Last season, anomaly. 14 league draws before I look at the defeats. But you get where I'm going. So I need to see a bit more flexibility. You've got the tools now, man. You've got the tools. We need to be a bit more unpredictable, because I don't think we did anything that made Arne Slot think, raw, I ain't seen this before. How do I kind of cope, really? Even to the point where, again, as I said, they said that Szoboszlai is going further forward. Gravenberch's role kind of changed. They kind of gambled knowing that Konate and Van Dijk can get them out of problems. I want to see Arsenal do that a bit, if I'm honest with you. It sounds big up Andrew of Arsenal. Go and check out the video on the clips I've brought out. He said the same thing. That's where I need to see Arteta evolve. If we want to get to a realm that we haven't been, because no one at this football, people might have won stuff at other clubs and whatnot. Collectively at Arsenal, no one ain't won no Premier League. Arteta, you ain't won no Premier League as Arsenal manager. If we want to get into an environment and elevate to a level that we ain't been, then we have to do things we haven't done before. That goes in everybody's private lives as well and professional lives. If you want to learn a skill that you ain't got, then you have to do certain things, man. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. I hear that, DG. I hear that, but DG, could you argue they had a better attack than City at times, but City would always win because they had a deep squad? Listen, when it comes to Liverpool versus City, Liverpool lost the war. They won a couple battles. That's what we failed to do, because like, we was fighting City. We never got over the line. Really, we never got over the line, and that's my biggest issue. Is that I look in the last 3 years. I don't want it to be. We had 3 golden moments where you could have picked up a number of domestic titles, maybe even won 1 prem, 2 prems, 3 prems, 2 prems, and then 1 thing. You have to seize the present sometimes. I can't tell you last season if Liverpool and Arne Slot genuine. I'm sure the players had the ambition, but I can't tell you if they sat there and said, yeah, raw, we're going for the prem. They probably sat there and said, you know what, transitional period, we'd like to win the prem, we'll be up there. But they won their games. It becomes a talking point. They kept it moving. Same goes with Newcastle. Same goes with them lot down the road for Spurs. Same goes for any kind of scenario. And that's the thing. That's the kind of rhetoric you're kind of touching on it, Jay. I don't want Arteta to go the other way. Unpopular opinion. We need to keep these stinky tactics low, mid blocks, taking this thing out the games. All of that is needed. But it's now about us in the final third. We do every form of attack. Every form of defense, but attack. And I think you need that. Sometimes you might not be able to keep Mo Salah and them lot out. But all right, cool. You lot got that. We got this. Here, what? Saka, stay up the field. Rice, you scream. Bang. Because obviously that Liverpool game in the second half is fantastic because it showed me our team's issues. We'll always kind of go back into our shape, which obviously if we're retreating into our box, the other team is going to creep further forward. And that's where the Van Dijks, who have personalities on the ball, all these other kind of things. But it is what it is. They did, but we never got over the line. And going back to what you said about City, all right, that's fair play because I don't feel it's an excuse. Fair enough. The first year we fought for the title, nobody expected it. I thought we could have done it regardless of City. We got to the final day of the season after that, regardless of City. We finished second last year, but it was a mess. It was a mess off the field from the start all the way to the end. Couple of highs like Real Madrid and City and all of those kind of things. But then what were people saying? If City ever fall off, we're there to pounce. We weren't there to pounce last season. And then Liverpool have sat there, or their owners have sat there and been like, oh, you know what? Maybe we did Onslaught dirty last season, you know. Van Dijk contract was up. Trent's obviously gone contract. You know, Salah as well. What else was happening? What else was happening at Liverpool at the time? New manager coming in anyways, bought him a half-fit Chiesa. Whether Arsenal were rubbish or anything else, it's not Liverpool's business. They won the league. FFG sat there and said, bro, you know what? It's nice winning the league. We might be able to do that again. We've done our manager dirty. Let's give him some money to spend. You've seen the players come in. And also, they've went and sold some players. And I will admit, it's nothing to do with Liverpool. Now it's cool to praise net spend and all these kind of things. Boy, I just want to know if we're keeping it fair. Arsenal can have a big squad. It's down to the manager and his system. If he chooses not to rotate, we'll have the same position. There's two things. Arteta's got to learn to rotate. And I'm not like every other Arsenal fan. I'm not on this. We're playing like if we had Liverpool and City, cool, you lot, and there's a quick turnaround, cool. We're going to make massive changes. I don't want rotation for rotation's sake. You cannot have the consistency in terms of getting points and doing what you're doing if everyone's just getting their game. That being said, of course, there are times when games have been wrapped up to take people off. Times where other players could have got a look in. This is where the squad now comes in because you ain't got no excuse to run Saka and that into the ground, which we have done. On top of the obvious of Arteta complaining in the last 2 years about us having a small squad, as you lot know, rightly so, Gaffer, you finally got the bigger squad. And I think bar the obvious as to why we want that, because now I believe you have a team that can compete in all 4 trophies. I'm not saying you can win it, but you get the point. You look at Kai Havertz, whose injury was down to load, not anything to do necessarily with getting clamped against Man United. Mikel Arteta's thoughts. Saliba, ankle, very different, but had a hamstring knock of sorts. Magalhaes didn't have really much of a preseason. Timber and White, we're going to have to wrap in cotton wool. Saka's had his second biggest hamstring injury now in 6 months. That had to have factored in with us having this unprecedented summer in terms of recruitment. You're going to have to use it now. Madueke is nowhere near Bukayo Saka, but he's a better option than what we had last season, which what did we really have? Nwaneri. Big up Nwaneri. I'm on Nwaneri playing out wide, but in Arteta's mind, you've got a Premier League proven England international that can come in and deputize. You've got Eze. And what I would say with the gaffer now is it's like you've got a lot of options, but show me that you haven't got too much options, because sometimes that can be a thing. Some managers are good which we've seen at times, that even when we thought we had depth, we knew the 11 that was going out there. And we all used to have a running joke. We probably had about 12, 13 players. You knew, give or take, the 11's out there. Trossard might be on the bench. There might be a next one that comes on, but we knew it. Now you've got bare options. Can that be a curse when you've got so many things you can do in defense, so many things you can do in midfield, so many different tactical things according to who is actually in the team that you can do? And for me, I just want Arteta in the final third, take the handbrake, put the handbrake down. And let's just get back to basics now. Like we're doing the complicated stuff. We've done the complicated stuff. Let the players thrive. I think it's too system based, and you need to be systemic in today's day and age. But the individuals will always make the team. We need to put these players in positions that they individually thrive. Like obviously Liverpool have Isak now. He ain't kicked a ball for them, but they got Isak. They got Wirtz, who I think did well in the second half against us for what it's worth. They've got great players.
And it hasn't dawned on me because we know we've got him. But like Arsenal fans, we truly need to accept that really deep that, all right, don't forget Bukayo Saka. He's the star boy, the star man, all that stuff. We've got Saka. We know this. Blood, we got Eze now, you know. Like, we've got Eze. Go watch them highlights. He's had 2 bad boy goals disallowed. A screamer against Chelsea earlier in the season. And obviously last season, I remember, or the season before against Brentford. Let them man play, bro. Just let them play. Of course, they're going to have to defend. If Luis Enrique can win a Champions League doing that, you can do that, Arteta. Because that is freedom within a framework. It's PSG. I'm not saying we're going to be PSG, but they've got everything. We've all seen the clips of Luis Enrique when he's telling Mbappe, you got to work. Arteta, your thing is similar. He wants you to drop. You see their attackers and their wingers and their strikers busting their ass defensively. So you do all of that, but he's found a way to let wingers rotate, to let midfielders be free. Sometimes Jean Never's got a hat trick the other day, but he's like the 6. Sometimes he's the furthest up the field. We need that. We need a bit more movement because, again, the vast majority of these players are switched on defensively. They are competent. So trust them to be grown men. Like, I do think in today's day and age, not just at Arsenal, but there's a lot of hands being held. It's like managers are playing with a controller. We need a bit of unpredictability, man, if I'm honest. And that is cool as well. But like, at least with Liverpool, going back to your point, D, they'll always bet on their attack. Sometimes you can't be good defensively as much as you can. So let's attack. I'm not saying go gun hole, be stupid, leave gaps, but let's leverage that. Because at the end of the day, if we concede 3 goals but we score 4, who's busting out with the 3 points? I don't know though, man. But we do. I'm with what Mr. saying. We got the squad now, bro. Got the squad. Do I think it's perfect? No. If it was up to me, and I think Liverpool kind of showed it in the second half when the game was getting taken away from us ever so slightly, I'd love an 8, a proper 8. Big up Rice. Love Rice. Proper 8. Like actual 8. Like you don't know what I'm talking about. You're Arsenal fans. We've seen 8s. Need an 8. Left wing is the. But oh, cool. We'll part that off for a year. It's big L not to get a left winger, in my opinion. Gabriel Jesus, get fit. Give me 6 months. Give me a year. Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, Trossard, and I know you don't want to hear his name, Martinelli. I've got a plan for you lot for a year. I can't guarantee next season you're going to be here. I'm not saying you lot are amazing. There's a plan for you lot. It'll be a shame to not win a trophy. We need to win a trophy this year, man. Anything else is failure. Ideally, the Prem, the champs. Just put my FA Cup in the bag, though, man. Put my FA Cup in the bag. Smash the like button. Eze better be starting against Forest. No excuses. And do you know what? The one excuse I will give Mikel Arteta, I can sit here and say, oh, he just signed for the club. Complicated system. Maybe you're looking at it saying, you know what? We've got X game plan. 60, 70 minutes. This is all before the game. Eze, Odegaard, maybe Wanyeri, I would have hoped. Maybe a Miles Lewis Skelly in midfield. We'll try all of that. But then when you deep it, Eze's not Gyökeres. Beyond the obvious, one's black, one's white, one's a striker, one's a winger, one's got long hair, one's got probably a gorgeous haircut, but you get where I'm going, people. Bar the obvious. Gyökeres didn't have no he's chasing. He's probably one of the least fittest players in our team at this moment in time. Honestly, if Kai Havertz is fit, I think the only time Gyökeres would have probably started would have made an appearance, but I think he only would have started at home. I think he definitely would have played against Man United. Sorry, Kai definitely would have started against Man United. 1,000,000%. I'm willing to bet everything that Kai would have started at Liverpool away. But Eze's different. Eze's been in pre-season for Crystal Palace. He's raring to go. He started the first game of the season. Forgive me if I'm wrong. The only 2 games he ain't really been involved in like that. Obviously came off the bench against Liverpool and he weren't in the squad for the Leeds game. He's raring to go. I understand that, Arteta, but the man's a star, bro. Just run that. Just run that. Just run that. Just start him. He uplifts the play. He uplifts the fans. He provokes havoc in the opponents. So what do you think he does for the players? And we need to win because then, Arteta, if we don't get a trophy this year, there is valid claims away from the obvious about your position, about mental fatigue of these players, about the players might need different ideas. Because I do think we engineer our own issues. I genuinely think that. That's not to say we're the biggest and baddest in the league. It's just before I can look at Liverpool and look at, oh, they got X, Y, Z, are we maximizing what we've got? Probably not, but he needs to start. No excuses, man. You need to average 2 goals per game to win. You also need to account for conceding a random goal every day. Do we look like we can score 2 goals every game? This is what we need to solve. And the maddest thing is, no, we don't. But then people could sit there and to me and say, oh, we're one of the top goal scorers in the Prem in Europe and we've got 900 goals last year. That is true, but we're never doing that. Obviously, Saka gets doubled and tripled up against, right? So what I'm saying isn't going to make sense. But we always talk about our wingers going that way. When rarely do we hear opposition saying that about our team? DG forgot Arteta doesn't take risks. He does take risks. It's just not the risk we want. And again, not taking a risk is a risk. It's like football mirrors life, right? If you don't take a risk in life, you're not gonna. That is a risk. If you see that pretty babes and you think, oh, I want to chat to her, and you see 10 of them throughout your life, and you're scared to talk to everyone, you're not gonna get married. You're not gonna have no kids. You're gonna die lonely, innit? If you don't take risks of, oh, okay, do you know what? Let me go and learn this skill, or let me do that. You're not going to get anywhere. Not taking risk is a risk. And we're at the point we have to take so much risk with balance. So, yeah, man. Good afternoon, Hasman. Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon, man. DG George said you got Hollywood on him now. Oh, big up George. Shut the fuck up, George, man. George, big him up. But shut the hell up. How? You lot were all here. I don't even remember the context, but we was trolling Spurs. You saw me read it out. He said, oh, stop sending voice notes. Stop sending voice notes. Then I've seen like a week later, you sent a voice note where talking about get on the channel. If you tell me to stop sending voice notes, why am I going to read the message? How can I? He's trolling. How can I go Hollywood? How can I go Hollywood? See, with these light skin youths, man. I'm telling you, man, light skin youths, the most emotional brothers on this planet. So emotional, so volatile, all of them. Bubblegum Bandit, what a name. Good performance from yourself on TalkSport for that game. Appreciate that. Do you know what? Yeah, a lot of you are saying that, you know. It was dark though, and Shabazz scored. Oh my God. Oh, man. Football. Are you well now? Do you know what? I kind of am. My voice is getting a bit better. The best thing I could say is, you know, it's going to sound disgusting, but you know when like you feel ill and you can feel the mucus on your chest. I literally feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders, man. Like, it's great, man. And I must admit, now that you said that, I'm feeling a bit sick because I think I've drank enough honey, ginger, lemon, lime, orange, anything you can think of. Definitely not you, you know. We need to get another bottle of you. Definitely not you. Love you, man. Love you. But yeah, man. Appreciate that, Kwame, man. No one ever asks me how I'm doing. And appreciate Bubblegum Bandit and Kwame. It's always Arsenal. Nah, just roll over and crown Liverpool champions after 3 games. Go gun hole in away ties and get battered according to rivals. That's better. Nah, man. I think people are disingenuous in that it weren't what, like, how we approached Liverpool wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. We haven't lost against the top 6 in 2 games. Where our frustrations or my frustrations with balance come from, the in-game management, throwing different ideas, applies to that game, applies for if we're ever in scenarios that call for that again this season, and probably off the back of last season and stuff that we've been involved in. Again, for me, I'm not expecting to see new look tactics all free flowing 3 games into the season, but I'd want to see just little bits and pieces. I don't think I've seen that really and truly up until this point. I don't think I saw that against United. Don't think I saw that against Liverpool. Don't think I saw that against Leeds. Don't think I saw that in every preseason game, bar was it Bilbao, where the handbrake looked off. We're playing attacking football. So at the end of the day, Arteta's gonna have to live or die by that, man. DG, do you think he'll stop being stubborn and go more attacking? Though, honest answer, not your PR answer. No. I hope though. I just have to hope it clicks because you're not gonna see. Listen, I'm not here to say Gyökeres is gonna be amazing, but if we wanted him to do cardio and whatnot, just sign him up for Tour de France. Can link Mo Farah and them, man. We're not creating, and never at no point did I see a proper clear-cut chance created for any of our players against Liverpool. Never at no point did I ever say, oh, what a effing save from Alisson, world-class keeper, one of the best in the. That's what you can hope for, you know. You got no God-given right to beat the better teams. But if I can look back and say, right, you know what? Salah, well, Szoboszlai did, but Salah's danced past everyone, or Szoboszlai, which he actually did, score the screamer, or Alisson's put the thing over the bar. You can only say fair enough, you know. But I think there was more to give from us. So, yeah, we lick our wounds. We go again. But, boy, the only realistic chance that we can go far is the Cups. Arteta, if he fails, then has a problem. Calla needs to be covered in bubble wrap before he goes off to play for Italy. He's there now, and I guess that's the new fear, man. All our boys off with international duty. You don't want to hear no nonsense. Everybody needs to come back in one piece, man. Smash the like button, people. We've only got 51 likes. What's going on? Mods, you lot have stopped doing your jobs. Ash, I'm sorry because I saw him. He said hit the like button and subscribe, man. Think he's doing what he done in 2023-24, where first off we were more reserved. Then post-Christmas, he let the handbrake off, went on a run. Jay, I hear you, and you do need to box smart. To be fair to the gaffer, he could want to try different things, but you've got City, you've got Liverpool, you got United at Old Trafford. Plus, you just want to win the first game. It might not be the time, but you could have done that against Leeds. But I'd say be very careful. Be very careful. I know you're not saying this, but that kind of ties into what some Arsenal fans said a few years ago. And we're saving ourselves for the second half of the season. I don't think there's any team, any player, any manager across 90 minutes that doesn't give their all or tries to reserve themselves because they're thinking about post-Christmas. I'm not too sure of that. And then even that, I don't think we have a favorable run where you could say, you know what, XYZ is going to get beaten on paper. Let's go. It's not going to happen. I hope so. I hope they're working on something in training, and when the conditions are right, we're going to go. But I remember there's been times that under Mikel Arteta, especially defensively, like I'll give him his flowers. There was a time where, in terms of playing out from the back, pressing, you could see evidently what he wanted to do. But you've got Mustafi, Socrates, these kind of guys. It's not working. I've seen nothing to suggest, and I said it in the summer, so nothing to suggest you sign Gyökeres, you sign actually Eze or whatever, and the attack's gonna flourish. Of course, individual brilliance, they will make things happen on occasion, but where you're talking about a 38 game calendar, potentially 50 plus in all the comps, it's not the way to go about things. Arteta has to be at war with himself, man. Big up to everyone. Malcolm, big up yourself. The Gooner, big up yourself. Make sure you're subscribing to his platform as well. The less experience you have, the more control you need over your players. It's time for Arteta to let go because you cannot strategize every minute of the game. Let players make decisions. And it's true. And that's it, because I do like the fact that he does do that. But unfortunately, this is football. This is not as much as you can research and field tilts and data. At the end of the day, nobody knows what's going to happen when both sets of teams go out there. There is that randomness. And typically, I don't think we have a way to react. Again, it's the period from the start of the second half. Probably, I would say about 2-3 minutes up until Zubimendi made the foul, and obviously the free kick, where I'm like Arteta, you need to change things. Me as an armchair expert, something needs to give. Couple players look knackered there. So yeah, man, you're right though, because it's not like these lot of spring chickens. I understand to a degree if it was 2022, 23, like we're kind of fresh to this, you're over complicating things. If we were slapping Max Dowman, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis Skelly, Cabba, this one, that one out there, like young, experienced players, I could understand making sure, Lel, you got to stand here and do all of this. But these are experienced players. They're experienced players now. They're either experienced here, they're either experienced at other clubs, or they have tangible experience. And we've got good players defensively. You've got Rice screaming. You've got Zubimendi intercepting. You've got the two men mountains at centre half. Then you've got a Timber. You can gamble and maybe leave these lot exposed, and it might cost you. But if you think Saliba's fast, he's switched on defensively, Timber, go further up. Now, consequences, we might gain because we've got an attacking player further forward, but there's obviously space. That's the risk we have to take, the risk to reward, because we've seen the other way with not taking these risks has served us so far, and it ain't got us to where we need to. So can we find a bit of balance? Look at this guy. Corner boy is this, corner boy is that. Corner boy's got run off the block. Wait till we buck you mugs at the Emirates. We're doing the double bubble just like the old days. Get out of here, man. It was a bad day at the office. Cool. We stepped to Liverpool, it didn't bang. We got hit up. We'll be back though, man. At least at Marcel. At least I'm not you. I don't run. Marcel messes up for the other Liverpool fans, man. We'll be there when Isaac bags and dunks. I'm not looking forward to playing Isaac still. This is how you know life ain't fair, man. Because Marcel, we'll forget all the other Liverpool fans. Big up you lot. Marcel don't deserve this. He does not deserve this. Well, what you need, you're not going to get that off Mikel. He's a boring nerd. Like I saw last night, all the boring nerds love Mikel. I hope to see a gal get cooked last night, but he used kid excuse and ran. Big up a gal, man. Don't disrespect a gal. I'm not sure in the context of that, but fair. Arteta needs to prove that he can coach and attack and that he can make a number. Now, unpopular opinion, I think he can. You're choosing not to. I know no two things are different, but I've seen you play attacking football at this football club. On a rare occasion, we've taken the handbrake off, and everyone talks about the first year we fought for the title. So you can do it. I'd rather you couldn't do it, because the way I look at it, you can. You're choosing not to for whatever reason. I don't know, which is now the question. Everyone's got the answers. We need to ask ourselves the question. You can do it, but you're not doing it. So why aren't you doing it? And if you're not going to do it and you're going to keep it your way, make sure in May we're doing something like that. We had the free-flowing football 3 years ago, but not the depth. But now we have the depth and lost the identity, too unpredictable. I think Arteta needs to remember that football is also about the individuals and it's also about what you do on the field in the opponent's half. No matter how offensive or defensive you want to be, and we know football's complicated, especially in this day and age, you got to keep more balls out the back of your net than the opponent, and you've got to score more than your own. It's on averages. It's like we need one, typically a set piece or one individual moment of brilliance that couples in with everything we've planned before the game. You know, I think every manager would take, if you could offer them 38 W's, people, like 38 W's, 1-0 wins, they'd all take that. But he doesn't account for the randomness. Sometimes in life, when you try to control everything, you control nothing, you know. As we all know, we're all big men and women here. We're old enough and ugly enough. Arteta needs to leave, bro. Not playing Eze or Ethan against Liverpool is criminal. I didn't understand the Dalman thing. I did because it was the last 10 minutes. That tends to be when he's giving stuff up, man. Kissing Ray and his nephew, wife for that. No, I'm kissing a bottle, mate. Kissing a bottle, mate. Grow up. You lot that fine wise and everything. We're all inclusive here. You're clearly hiding something. Riley is calm. And anyways, do you know what we're not going to do? Nobody is going to sit here on this channel and tell me why for that, because are we not talking about football? I see Liverpool fans here, Man United fans here, Arsenal fans here. Some of us have been supporting teams for years, innit? In some cases, longer than I've been alive. You lot love legends, yeah? You lot, for 38 games, the international break's done, and we're talking about what 22 men running up and down the pitch was doing. So if we're going to do this wide stuff, check your mirrors. Check your mirrors. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Under Wenger and Emery, we played better football than this. Arteta needs to do one. Emery? I don't know. Drink some mullein and tea. It will knock that mucus out of you. I'm calm, man. We're not doing no more medicines. We're here now. 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 Oh, it's raining again in this country. Sorry, people. You know, I wish you could see my window. I've got a massive window in there. My room is literally gonna get wet. And let me take my seat back. We're not taking no more medicine. I've had enough. I've had enough, man. There's been too much Vicks rubbed on my I've had enough, man. I've had enough. We're here now. We're here now. Don't need that. I'm a soldier, man. I'm a soldier, man. Even if we win a trophy now, I still think we need to move on and get a world-class manager. He reminds me of Brendan Rodgers, so close yet so far. These are valid claims, man. Horrible. Big up yourself, to your sensible opinion guaranteed you never walk alone. Imagine City, the juggernaut, started going down. Liverpool showed up big time, and Arteta has restricted his team's capabilities. So Arteta's issues, bro. DG, is it true Josh Kroenke had a meeting with Arteta and Berta and told Arteta that now he's been given everything, they expect trophies or he'll be replaced? Marlon, where did you see that? Because even if that did happen, I genuinely don't think we're going to find that out. Maybe it happened. I would love for that to happen because I do think there needs to be that element of fair pressure on the gaffer. But everything we've been told up until this point, for as much as us on YouTube and you lot in the comments, and we all know how the media platforms operate, David Ornstein, all these guys, what have they been consistent with over summer? Now, things can change and all of those kind of things. But what have they said? While Arsenal would like to win trophies and they say things of that ilk, the external pressure on the manager is not shared internally. So that tells you everything, innit, really? Didn't get a left winger. Lookman was available. I've never taken heed in the Lookman rumors. Like, we clearly don't rate him like that. Whether you want him, I want him. But yeah, man said, yo, DJ, I'm here to put my boss on that slave ship. Fuck it up. Big up the 9 to 5. Shout out yourself, Dane. Big up everyone. Please make sure we're subscribing and smashing like buttons, people. And on that, we're closing borders now. You know what we're gonna do? Sounded like Nigel Farage, innit? We don't want that. Subscribers, let's do that. It's subscribers only, chat members only. Well, theoretical. DG Nation only. The goal scoring issues are connected with the defensive style of play and the lack of creativity. Hopefully, Eze will help with this. Arteta needs to platform his players according to their skill set, which is true. But then at this moment, we're just relying on Eze to do what we've seen you do at Crystal Palace. I want you to do what you've done at Palace, but I want the attacking things to be a consequence, because then it's just individual brilliance again. And how often are you going to get that? We've seen already, there's only so much Saka can bail us out of issues. And I know it's not as mundane as this, and it's not as basic as this. And I don't actually think the problems are as much as the fans, and I understand things are versatile, but there is an element of Arteta go back to basics, because there are a lot of players that you play and they do well, but you don't actually play them for what they were bought for, if that makes sense. Like, Rice ain't going to be it. He's obviously shown he's got capacity to get goals. I actually understand having Rice further up the pitch, but just defensive duties is his thing, fundamentally. You're never gonna see it. You're asking a crocodile to climb a tree. Well, a horse, because Declan Rice reminds me of a horse. The guy's engine's ridiculous. We have a better squad than Liverpool. Their first 11 is better than ours. Arsenal should be getting 90 points with this squad. I mean, if we're looking at less than 90 points, pack the league away. As someone that wants Arteta go and get 90 points, I can't talk no more. But to be fair, bro, people have been saying this team and that team's got a better squad than Liverpool. They either keep people fit, the players they bring in do their jobs, and they keep it moving. I'm not one of them fans that wants to sit there and say, "Oh, injuries and things like that." But you need Liverpool. You need Liverpool to drop some points. You need them to, because don't forget, people actually forget. Isak sick. Know what he does. Salah, we know what he does. Cody Gakpo, know what he does. Hugo Coutinho is, I think, now becoming underrated. I think he's a bit lost in the noise of the whole Isak stuff. They've got him. Frimpong, I think Frimpong is shaky defensively. But again, the best form of defense is attack. You got him galloping forward. That is going to benefit. It wouldn't. I can actually see why. Watching Liverpool against us, I can see why my man wanted Zubimendi. My hot take is I think they get that. It's not quite the same, but I think they get that. Demo United get Stuhler. I can't say his name. He used to play for Bayern Munich and now he plays for Stuttgart. We probably don't need that centre mid, but if it was Football Manager, I would buy him anyways. Every game's hard in the Prem. You have to be going for it forward thinking, but Mikel boring. You won't goal out when you come to your biggest rivals looking for draws. Tells you all you need to know about him. I mean, being a bit disingenuous because I don't feel we go out to. I can criticize the game plan. I don't think man are going out and looking for draws. And even if they are going and looking for draws, boxing cleverly is not the issue. And I can't sit here and draw out Arteta for that because our record against the top six has been great. We actually don't lose that much. We do shoot ourselves in the foot as stated, which is why I think in theory, a lot of the talking points are right. But the narrative is where I do think it becomes unfair to Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. But as I said, for me, I genuinely feel I'm exaggerating because there was 14 draws. Looking back in the last 3 years, and hopefully it's fourth time lucky now, there are probably 3, 4, 5 games where across a 38 game calendar where I look back and you do the what if thing. That's where I need to see from the gaffer now. There's no excuses, man. And you got half your first team picks not playing. To be fair, that bench you had at Liverpool, legit. And even now, I don't want it I know there's no Saka there. Saliba came off, but I think there was more to give. Liverpool's backline had to work a lot harder in the last 2 games. One team, Newcastle, which I know if you're a Newcastle fan and we're talking about Liverpool, don't hear it, made them work harder with 10 men. I know no 2 games are the same, but yeah, man. Champions need to fight for every point, and that means risking it. Go for the free, never won. You're spot on when you say not taking risks is a risk. Bare risks, man. Arteta, it's down to you. You can't stand in the rain and complain you're wet anymore. You've been shooting yourself in the foot. You need to become something you ain't been. Run up the likes, Football Mamba. What a name. What a name. I know Igal or D slander, mate. Be nice. Because you don't want to say that to these face. Maybe Igal's respectfully, but yeah. Mikel does extreme micromanagement during 90 minutes with some games. You can see how many times you chances formation. Example, Rice high in the 8, then pulls Rice to left back. Even that, one thing I'll say, I did like how Rice was dropping into the centre halves, but again, I just need as much focus as it's like, do you know what is so mad, yeah? You know what's actually so mad? When you actually deep it, playing out from the back and passing the ball, we take more risk in our defensive third than in the final third. We do. This is where I'm like, Arteta, come on, bro. I've been an Arsenal fan for 51 years, DG. Damn. We got smoked by Chelsea under Emery. Yeah, no Emery revision, man. He was on 12th man. He was starting to get cooked by Lee. He said his daughter's crying and never came back as his wife. Looking after a great excuse was disappointing. Lee was waiting 30 minutes. I'd be nice, man. Shout out Lee, shout out Gal, man. Be nice, guys, man. Some of you do too much over football, you know. I can't really be dealing with some of you fans. I can't lie, only 3 games in schema. You knew you're a smart man. You knew damn well the dynamic we were walking into. And there's an alternative universe. Had it have been Declan Rice who scored the screamer against Liverpool, every Arsenal fan is flipping fantastic. We knew we was coming into this season with a civil war. We're always on knife edge. Even before a ball was kicked. Can't forget. The world went mad. Exclude Arsenal-related people for a sec. The world went mad about us losing to Spurs in pre-season and heavily micromanaged our pre-season, let alone Arsenal fans. Everyone was saying, Berta's going to change things. No, nothing's changed, man. We're doing... Starts seeing Berta work his magic. Yeah, we're confident going to Liverpool. Yeah, Madueke's lit now that we got Eze. Wow, now it's all down the toilet. And the fans are going to be up and down, man. Bare fans got their knickers in a twist. People need to take a chill pill. Certain people, I don't know what edibles are, but maybe some fans do. All the vested agendas are coming out the woodwork. The positive toxic twats, the this negative nanny twats. You know, some Arsenal forget what our rival fans have to say because Gyökeres isn't aesthetically pleasing. And oh my God, he's clunky, this and that. With the bigger point is, it doesn't matter if you flipping had Isaac, Gyökeres, Thierry Henry, flipping Sesko. Every striker is going to struggle at the moment with what we are seeing. And regardless of what my wide men ever bring me, how much better could they be? To the point where Martinelli is falling off of a cliff. To the point where I look back at that season, he was great. I don't even think you were great no more. Maybe it was just we're putting you in situations you can thrive. Utilize the tools. Arteta, the Merino thing, watching the game again. I get it. We're playing, it's like we're 2 banks of 4. We're doing the 4-4-2 thing. That's great. Kai Havertz fit. Kai plays there, not Merino. But that is where I need Arteta to sometimes change things. You can't do the same thing. Right? Wanyeri, Eze. If it don't work, we go again. Because we might not be the biggest and baddest and the most creative attacking side, but there has been elements of us needing to go and going and grabbing one. Maybe when it's in semi-finals and it's in May and it's them, the one kind of games at the Emirates that breaks our season fully. That's when we don't get the goals. But right now, we might be able to close something. If anyone feels like we need a new manager, at least say who. There are not that many good managers about. Vincent Kompany is at Bayern. I hear you with that, and it is valid, yeah. But if I'm in a relationship with a woman and I'm not happy, I can't sit there and say I'm not gonna leave because I might not be able to find the wife again. You're going to do that, right? The manager I want, Luis Enrique, ain't gonna sign for us. Obviously, every manager you get couldn't work, but the same logic with signings. You get a striker, Gyökeres might not work. You're gonna have to sign another one. Darwin Núñez didn't exactly pan out how Liverpool wanted. They found ways around it. Another one they sold, actually. Forgot him and Gakpo were there. They made it happen. And even that, it's not for us to know. I think my honest opinion is Arsenal fans need to accept that Arteta's not going anywhere, even if you don't win trophies, no matter what we will say. I don't want that to be the case, but I think that is it. It don't really, I'm not saying you directing this at you, Gooner, but like we have to get away from that because we're going to have to try something new at some point. And also, when we got Mikel Arteta, kind of this, in a weird way, it dispels everything because he never had no CV. No one was screaming, sign Mikel Arteta. Cool. Pep was saying he could be a good coach and people were saying all of those things, but he was an assistant. We gave you the job, been through some highs and lows. If you left today, leave it with your hands up. So if we've taken the risk of that, we could try something. I don't subscribe to the idea of like people need to forget this whole Jose Mourinho, a proven winner. Arsenal are not going to get to him. I wouldn't mind Carlo for a year. That's not going to bang. I'm not really on the Gasperini train as much as I was. Xabi Alonso, if it doesn't work at Real Madrid, please make sure you're susceptible to answering phone calls. Luis Enrique, if you ever want 50 million a year, I know we can't offer you what PSG have, but come on, man. There's things we could do. At some point, we're going to have to because it's new players, new manager. New players, new sporting director, new things. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. Until Mikel Arteta gets over the line in the Prem or the Champs, every option should be on the table. Because that's our pursuit of greatness, no? It can't just be Mikel Arteta to the end. I'm not saying... I do think some people are too committed to hating the guy. Too many people are committed to just... It's Arteta and to the end. Like, it can't be that. This football club's been here longer than us. Will be here longer than us. And everybody at it already. So, yeah. Arteta with B. Roger CV get a proven manager in here. We're cooking. Brother Kompany is the reason we signed the Congo. F Company still owes us for that dead guy. EDL DG slowly forwarding though. I know Sheila got him under her thumb. You're moving mad. Riley's a fool. Adam Wharton's a cold player, man. The thing with Adam Wharton is I don't want him to be one of those players that he don't get his potential because of injuries. I don't want to be that guy, yeah. I'm not trying to overrate him, and I know us English men, we do this a lot. But if he was Spanish, people be waxing lyrical. He's sick, man. I proper rate one. Proper rate one. He's probably gone from Palace next year. Yeah, Angelo Steele. I can't say his name for the life of me. Mikel was a student of Pep, a manager known for playing it his way. I think, yeah. I mean, I think managers are their own thing because, yeah, he's Spanish like Pep. He's been with Pep, but I'm sure he's got his own previous experiences from playing and managing that sees him shape it in a different way. If I'm honest, I don't think you're Pep because you don't do that stuff. I can see where the Jose things come in, but I wouldn't say Jose's ever played expansive football, but he knew how to score goals and he understood that football's decided at both ends. And to be fair, where you look at Conte and Jose, they used to do things like 98% of the team's going to defend. But when it goes to my 10 or my 9 or my wingers, you lot make something happen. I don't see anybody challenging Liverpool. I think they're going to run away with it, but man, I have to fight regardless, man. I don't see Barca or Madrid going for draws in any away games. Serial winners have different mentality and aura. Arteta sadly brings loser mentality and zero aura. Did we play for a draw or you just didn't like the fact that we didn't go gun-ho? Because I don't subscribe to the idea that we went for a draw. I don't. I'm heavily critical of, I think Arteta went to win it, but that's why I'm critical because the way you was trying to win it, it never worked in the second half. You didn't change things. First half was okay. Liverpool weren't the quiet Liverpool they normally are, but Saliba come off in the first 2 minutes. It's a bit scary. I think Liverpool had a bunch of possession. We had a couple stray passes, and we kind of took the sting out of the game, but the game was played at a slower tempo. At a point, we actually were in their box more than us. We ended the first half strong. But that's the difference between a Premier League winning manager in Slot, but also a title winning manager in Holland with Slot and Arteta. And to be honest, Arteta, you've seen this play out too many times now to not know to fix. He changed things. Forget the subs. He changed things. Arteta didn't change things. And it's got to the point where if you're Slot, you're going to change things because you want to change things for Liverpool anyways. But what's going to give you a bit more confidence is you probably know our gaffer isn't going to change things, which is why I'm saying we need to get that ingredient added to our game to make people think. That was another game like against PSG where we competed, we weren't really out of it, but we're not on the right sides of the fine margins. So it's all fun and games. Arteta saying, and he is right. You know what? We've done better at Anfield in recent years, yeah. And that was probably one of our better times there, but we never won type of thing. Like it's that simple. We never won. I'm surprised we got out of there with a point. Remember the year Odegaard handballed it, apparently. Surprised we got out of there with a point. That's why you're gonna come out and say stuff like, I haven't seen Liverpool suffer like that. That's cool. That might be right. Slot might be saying that to his boys. They got the 3 points. He said almost word for word when we went out against PSG. I started saying was the best team in the Champions League. That is cool. I'm not debating that, Gaffer. I hear all of that. But would you trade places with Liverpool for that 90 minutes with the 3 points? Or would you trade places with PSG at the point where they rooted to the final? He's a liar if he says anything different. We haven't won at Anfield in 13 years. We've played 3 games, and I'm already hearing tears about Arteta. It's just boring. But that's where I think there needs to be balance. I'm not for this whole crying and tearing everything up, but like a lot of frustrations are with seeing the same things time and time again. For me thinking that was probably the most beatable Liverpool look, not even in a disingenuous way. That was probably like Liverpool, that looked like the time if we was ever going to end this 13-year thing, went for it. And again, you're always going to have regrets when you don't win, right? But if Arteta can, I say this all the time to you lot, if Arteta can look me in my face and say, you know what, I got no regrets, we tried, I don't think it's that. People are going to do too much. Well, Schema, you're a smart lad, man. You know what time it is. Like, I always say I don't tell people what to think. I'm all for balanced conversation. If you're mad positive about things and you're mad negative, I don't have to agree. But if you can articulate in a way, fair enough. Football's an emotional game. People are going to scream, shout, do a bunch of stuff, man. So everyone just protect their mental health, innit? Everyone just protect their mental health. Like, everybody just be sensible, innit? People talk too much. Just hit the like button. Rest is irrelevant. Love Arsenal, hate the op. Bit mean, but can we hit the like button? Bit mean. Very mean way of putting it. But yeah, man. Very mean way of putting it. Big up you lot, man. There's only one DG, and there's only one DG Nation, man. Without you lot, it'd be dead, man. Be dead. You lot, it's a pleasure to be here with you lot. Time after time after time, man. You lot, I've got Arsenal fan channel fatigue. You're the only one I listen to right now, DG. Make sure you don't snake it, because slightly I ain't seen your name before, but you lot are far too kind, man. What am I supposed to say to this? You lot are kind, man. Arteta is a fraud. Bring me Areola and Semenyo. Bit harsh to call a man a fraud. I wouldn't say he's a fraud. It's just you're not a winner. Like, you're a good coach. You're not a winner. And I'm on winning now because Arteta, you're ultimately, quote unquote, dying by the standards you set, bro. If we were still back eighth, then fair enough. But I've seen quarterfinal, semi-final, great day against Madrid, finishing second last couple of years. Me thinking like, okay, cool, take nothing away from what City have done and what Liverpool have done. I've never once felt that, oh my God, like we can pip them, but we can make a meal of this if we really, really exhaust everything internally, externally, recruitment, tactics. We could give a go at this. You've made it. We're closer to getting over the line than going down the toilet. So every year we don't miss. I can understand the frustrations, but yeah, man, I wouldn't mind if Arteta cuts Areola. I'm on it because I like you. I like the way you're moving. I do like the way you're moving. I mean, you can't help but buy into the Glasner stuff. Don't worry, you can link Eze if that's the case. Semenyo would love him, you know, but 70 million. And he just signed a new deal. You're not getting him in Jan. That's the next season thing. He started the season good, though. I'm sure he scored against Liverpool and he bagged against Spurs. He looks good, man. Looks good. And do you see him? Obviously, he plays for Ghana. He's bannering Kudus on Ghana duty. Could you big up Bubblegum Bandit? Could you give any reason why Arteta seems to restrict the freedom of players on the field? Because I think Arteta is fixated on all the defensive aspects, but I think he's too fixated of, obviously, it's football, innit? No matter how defensive you want to be, you're going to concede goals. No matter how much you might not be great in the attack, you need to kind of score goals. I think Arteta is too focused on like, you stand here because my man's going to do this and that's going to happen and they're doing this. It's a lot of chess. And I also think he's almost a bit too fixated on, and I don't think it's wrong in theory, but I think he's gone too far with it. He's too fixated on when we lose the ball, how quickly can we win it back? And how many numbers have we got back? I think he's too fixated on that. I think we've gone the other way now. It's like when we had Wenger, which Arteta is not in the same hemisphere as Wenger, respectfully to Arteta. It's just Wenger's the great one. Wenger disregarded attacking the Emirates era. Like, obviously, inherited defense, disregarded it. I'm just going to go fly everybody forward. It is kind of where it is. I think Arteta, since we've been in the title shouts, bar the first year, he's too fixated on the defensive aspects. But we knew this already. Yeah? Like 3 games in, we knew this already. DG, you know I don't rate Gyökeres, but when every striker we've had has either been ran into the ground and saw their form drop off a cliff, it's too simplistic to just talk about individuals because some people want to marry Sesko. Sesko's their darling. They want to, do a madness. You'd be surprised with some relationships, DG. Yeah, no, some people don't leave, but you're going mad. Why would you not? Why would you not? The most important decision a man and a woman can make, surely, is who's going to be their partner. In fact, and even more important than that, who's going to have your kids. But yeah, it is what it is. Glasner would be lit. Glasner, Areola, Xabi Alonso. It's not going to work at Real Madrid. Shout me. Luis Enrique, 50 million a year. Shout me, man. Things can happen, bro. Things can happen. In other words, chat, DG will ride for Arteta like he does for Nelly and Kivio. They can do no wrong in his eyes. Look at this idiot. Absolute fool. Some of you are stupid. Zidane available. Was Zidane bang though? As dumb as it sounds. Obviously, I'm having Zidane, aura and that, but when last did you manage? I don't know if it's going to bang. It sounds cool, but is it going to bang? At least with Glasner, I'm seeing hands-on coaching. Not saying Zidane didn't have that, but I'm seeing hands-on coaching. A bit of what I want to see from my gaffer. Areola the same. Clearly, I'm trying to talk Luis Enrique into existence. Hot take. Not going to say his name. Chair, take the floor. Let my chair's got a fork for you. Take the floor. Chair, what are you saying? There is a certain manager who's Spanish, who's managing at Como. He could do things. Jurgen Klopp, what are you saying, man? Give me 6 months, my boy. Pep, come on, man. The City, start a new football manager save. The City thing's done. We got the defense. We just need you to bring Haaland. Haaland and Gyökeres together. 2 blonde demons. It could get long. And that's why I'm more vexed at Arteta, yeah, because generally, I've said this for years. I think when Pep cuts, it's even. And it looks even now because City are off a cliff. When Pep leaves, I think it's even. Everyone can go into the season bullish. That's why I need you to pattern up. And that's why I'm so vexed that when it's all said and done, 3 years, we should have seized something. You ain't seized the present. I think some Arsenal fans are in this trap of always looking back at the past. Oh, look where we was. I think some fans are trapped in that what we could be tomorrow and all of this, and they start talking about domination. Until I see Alex Ferguson type United or Pep Guardiola, they're the only two things I would say I've seen domination in my 30 years watching Premier League football, or my 30 years on this earth, better yet. Domination ain't a thing. And that's cool. The past brings regrets. The future brings uncertainty. There's no time like the present. The future actually don't exist. When you actually strip it back, the future actually don't exist. The past doesn't exist. It's a fragment of our imagination. It's the present. And in the 3 years, excluding this year, which we're in now, we have not seized the present when it's all said and done. And the players deserve it. Why we stuck with Arteta? Every club sacks managers if they can't deliver. Why is Arteta can't be above it until you do things that you should be above. Fair points on a new manager may not be known, and you wouldn't put up with a bad manager just because you don't know what's out there. It's true. Sometimes my thing is, who knows? Keeping Arteta could get us over the line, but at some point we're gonna have to sit there and go, "Oh, you know what? Even if like give Arteta his dues, like this is the 4th year fighting for a trophy. Like these 4 years, yeah, like trying to win a Premier and that you fixed up the base since we've been able to spend a couple years in the champs." We've established ourselves as one of the best teams in the Premier League and a half decent outfit in Europe. Like you've had 4 years, been some highs, been some lows. There've been some excuses we can give you. There's some luxuries we can't. But like we keep doing the same thing. When are we going to try something different in pursuit of a different result? Very unpopular opinion. Amorim's system is actually good. It's just that Manu has really toxic players still around. If Amorim has the Arsenal squad, he would cook better than Arteta. I ain't trying to see three at the back. Water's cold, man. He just needs to stay fit. He's going to get zanked. Arteta's man management is one of the worst in the league. What happened to Saliba is really disgusting decision. I wanted this manager out a long time ago, but this season's an eye-opener for a fan. Is that really fair? Is that really fair? I understand managers have to save managers from themselves, but again, I'm all for blaming people what they deserve to be blamed for and attributing blame, but I can't just do the witch hunt thing because I don't think it makes sense. Footballers are liars. They always want to play. We know Ben White's hid injuries. We know Saka's hid injuries. Saliba has said, I want to play. We've taken no chances at the first port of call. Now, granted, there is a reality. Don't risk Saliba. I hear that. I'm with that, but it's not exactly fair, though. To be fair, if you're a Timu Pep, you're doing all right, man. Hit the like button. It's free and helps the channel go. Frank, who's a Liverpool fan, big him up. See, why can't Marcel, KJ, wherever you look, why can't Marcel be like you look? Areola, Xavi, Glasner, there are options besides we're going to call him Arteta. To be fair, I've got a bias towards the Spanish manager, so bring Xavi. We did not play for a draw. Both sides neutralized each other's threats. Exactly. I don't agree with bringing on Dalman. I'm happy for Dalman. Premier League experience. Coming on at Anfield, it's what you dream of and that, but it's not even the fact that it's Dalman. It's just you've told me that you've written this game off now. You're thinking about Nottingham Forest and everything else because it's predictable. There was obviously Eze and Odegaard came on before, but we're used to those little. That was Ranieri on occasions last season. All right, 10 minutes, 7 minutes left. Shit, it was even Raheem Sterling. Bring you on. What you do is what you do, innit? The difference in the Liverpool match may have just been which manager gave the best half team talk, small margins. Yeah, and I think Slot did, and he changed things. But that's my point, Gooner. The small margins is ultimately what sums up our seasons when we look back in hindsight. And we're at the point, being on the right side of the small or fine margin is what is going to win us trophies. And we haven't been on the right side of them enough times. We played with a midfield of Mikel, Zubi, and Rice. We're defo trying to draw. My man's still going on about Anfield. What else we got? To be fair, there's no other football being played. And I won't lie, Anfield's one thing, but now Arteta, to bless this, people cut the track because you lot are boying it. 79 likes, what's going on? 200 of you locked in. We must be able to clear 100. You have to win at the Etihad now because, cool, we ain't won at Anfield since you was a player. That one day is gone. We'll circle back next year. You need to bring me my win at the Etihad now. You have to win at the Etihad now. You have to. And St. James's Park. Love for the super chat, my boy. Babylon. Bubble gum. I was about to call you a Babylon bandit. Crazy. I could tell that today in my group chat. But anyways, I'm a Liverpool fan, but enjoy your honest, unbiased opinion on your club. Keep up the good work. And again, loved you on TalkSport. Thank you, man. Don't know what to say. I get a bit like I appreciate it, but it's like, I don't know what to say. Like I just appreciate it. I don't know like how to articulate it, man, if I'm honest. But one love. Callum has said he just needs to let quality be quality. Exactly. Exactly. Would Liverpool come to the Emirates with 3 DMs? There is a next level of attitude that Arteta should have reached by now. Altitude, yeah, 100%. The thing is, I wouldn't have done that, but I saw what you're trying to do. You got Mikel Marino in this support striker dropping in midfield thing. My point actually isn't well, it is, but it isn't. Like, why are you going with that? Because they knew you're going to do that. I'm sure before the game, what did my man Slot say? They're gonna they could go long because they got extra man there now. What if we put it on the floor? Might still have lost, but just got to give people things to think about. A bit of food for thought. I agree, DG. Liverpool game was winnable if he went more attacking. Just how I feel I wanted to see Eze on and less of a defensive man, but I'm not shouting Arteta out after 3 games. Schema, I hear you, but you've not reached the level I've reached. Just let people, like, they're going to do it in it. Like, people going to do what they're going to do in it. This team kills me and everything. DG, what do you think of those fans who keep bringing up the 8th and 5th place finish and how we should be eternally grateful that Arteta took us from there? Arteta, I say this, Arteta, one love for that, you know, one love, because we've gone from that, not knowing if we're getting Champions League, people saying Leicester and Spurs are they're overtaking us, they're better than us. We're bantered about not being second. We're bantered about not winning at Anfield. We're bantered about semi-finals and not winning that. That's a different kind of realm. Obviously, we want to progress. Where I stop is what we can't rest on past laurels. We could not comprehend what Wenger has done for us. People still wanted him gone. No one don't care what Martinelli was doing 3 years ago. No one didn't care about Reece Nelson against Bournemouth because he needs to go. It's not really the fans because they wanted him. Tierney can't invert. Bro, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Yesterday's results might not necessarily pay today's rent, you know? It doesn't mean anything. And again, it's all shut down when you sit there. The man himself says it's time to win silverware. The players themselves, it's time to win silverware. People can laugh at us, banter us, but anyone that looks at sport at its pure level, which if you're here, you definitely do, because we got a balance. There's a time to joke and a time to laugh. All the stuff we've done off the field is geared towards getting the club where it's back to being. So we're at the point now we're conducting ourselves. We're doing everything around winning and winners, responding to adversity, around away from actually winning. And if there's a full year with no trophies, if we've really been this great team and all the points and all the other statistics that are not pointless, but some Arsenal fans want to scream down people's faces, it is fair to ask why we're not getting over the line. I always say, for the people that make excuses for Arteta, you can't rate him. I'm not no Mikel Arteta sexual Arteta apologist, but I'm pretty sure I rate him more than these lot. Because you're flirting with greatness. You're doing certain things. You're saying certain things. I'm simply only holding you to those standards. To the wickedest thing is, not that we're better than Liverpool, but Liverpool's irrelevant. You're crippling yourself, Arteta. You stop doing things, or you start doing different things, maybe something different happens. Quiet as kept. I think Hugo would have been a bad boy for us, you know. He would have been cold for us. Hugo Ekitike. If you don't get enough football instead of Isaac, if they're playing you left and right wings, give us a call, man. Would you take contact Arsenal? Nope. Why are people harping on about Gyökeres when Sesko can't seem to make it off the bench at the worst United side in recent history? You're asking Arsenal fans to have logic. Didn't you see everyone apart from our manager get in line for criticism? Yeah, I don't know about Zidane. I don't know about Zidane in 2025, man. Pick up the chair. Chair has a better hairline than DG. Unbelievable. I said the same thing, DG. Fabregas can work at Arsenal. I work away a lot and mainly listen via these podcasts, and this guy's one of the few rare people on this platform that seems real. There's plenty, but appreciate that, man. Square chair with scratches. He gets gal, bro. What can I say, man? You was a naughty boy, innit? You like the rough and tumble, innit? Scarf. Zidane has always said he will never manage in England because he doesn't speak English and he feels that important. And he feels that's important. Enrique could be the one, or Pep when he finally escapes City. Pep's gonna have a layoff, man. I personally think Pep would have left last year or the year before. I think City have said, just allow us until we get the right one, man. Just allow us. And I think it's reflected in the incomers and outgoings. Not that they've not brought in good players. It just feels like there's a lot of kind of future proofing and just a lot of things. Like even the goalkeeping situation, a bit bewildering. Like you got James Trafford, you got Donnarumma. I think Edison's just cut. Is Ortega still at Man City? Crazy stuff. Can't lie, no excuses from Arteta this season. He's had too many profiles at his disposal. Now he has to make it work. I want 2 trophies, by the way. I hear you on the 2 thing. I want them all, but I need a trophy. Like for me, I would, if the world was fair, I think Prem in the Champions League. But to save some sort of face, it's the League Cup or the FA Cup, man. And to be honest, I think they're the more realistic ones. I think we'll have some good nights in the Prem. I think we'll give a good meal of it in the Champs. I hope I'm wrong, but those fine margins that we've been waffling about for an hour, I haven't seen any. When I see different, I might have different opinions. Did you put Isaac in your FPL? Seeing a lot of transfers in on him. Nah, because Isaac was obviously doing the Newcastle fighting, not playing. I don't know when he will start, like starting for Liverpool and things of that. Whoa. In my private league, I'm 4th. I've gone from 4th to 11th. And in our league, they laughed at me. I was 270th. Now I'm 97th. Just the process. Just the process. Just the process. What am I? I must have got some bad boy points. 67. I mean, it's higher than the average. Who did what for me? And Buemo, Haaland, Gurhey, João Pedro. I tried the thing with Brennan Johnson. I thought against Bournemouth he might do something. He got 1 point. Tavernier, I tried something as well. It didn't bang. Salah, I tried something. He only got 3. It didn't bang. Eze, I tried something. It didn't bang. But in life, you got to take risks. You got to take risks. I know none of you in the chat right now are higher than 97. We're winning this, you know. We're winning this. I'm winning this. It's his job as a manager to tell him that he can't play. True. I'm not taking Glasner because our team is not built for 3-4-3 and he plays that. Glasner makes more sense at United. Spanish managers only at my club for now. I hear that, but just tell him play 4 at the back, bro. Your manager just 4 at the back. That keep the ability to play 3 at the back. Because I wouldn't mind. See me, I'm on doing them dodgy things like game by game basis. Like we've got 10 games, right? Let's just assume we did 3 at the back for Liverpool and whether it did or didn't work. I'm on trying it in one of them. I don't want that to become like our thing. But I'm on everything to just make us be different. We're never on the right side of small margins. Why is that? Arteta, innit? It was a sick goal, but I can't criticize the screamer. What I'm very vexed about is the sequences of play that led to that. Apprentice must become the master. DG, if we don't win anything this season, no way Arteta will survive. But I disagree. I still think he's going to be here. I think that realistically, the only time people start doing that is, unfortunately, if it gets toxic or if there's no bums on seats. Let's not be silly, because there was a lot of rumblings around Emery. Why did Emery get sacked? We all remember that Europa League game. There was no bums on seats. Kroenke's probably not even, well, Josh, you do, but your dad, who makes the decision, don't know what's going on at the football club. He's probably got alerts on his stick. He probably got ring doorbell of the Emirates. Probably looked around. Saw a European game, no bums on seats. What's going on here, mate? You're going to have to go, you know? All about the money. Do you think Isaac is that much of a game changer for them? I think he improves them, but their attack is already potent. Come on, fam. What did Salah get? 25 odd goals? Isaac got like 20 odd. Salah's having a bad day. You've got Isaac. Isaac having a bad day. You got him. You got Hugo. You got Gakpo. You can never have too many good players. 100%. Gives them an extra swagger. And then obviously, I don't know how long Salah's going to be playing football, but then it's more long-termism with that one day. So 100%. 100%. There's no way you can, like, we're not saying you're doing it. There's no way you can downplay Isaac to Liverpool, but I don't think there's any way I can articulate and talk it up. Like, I think he'll end up being a Liverpool legend. I'll be real. I hope, of course, I support Arsenal. You want him to flop, but it's cold. It's sick. I guess if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be making content about who the hell is going to take penalties. To the point where, if I had to put money, you do have Haaland, and I hope Mr. Gyökeres is up there, but Arteta tactics. What is that golden boot? Salah to smash the assist record? City are nowhere near winning the league this season, by the way. I had them and Liverpool fighting and us kind of like the third wheeler. I still kind of maintain that, but of these 3 games, I don't want to do too much. But then I looked at it and thought, oh, you know what, you might have jumped the gun there, lad. Defensively, they look at shambles, man. If I'm honest, Gyökeres at Liverpool, Isak at Arsenal, I reckon would be a better fit, but we got Glock now. Isak's the perfect forward for us, but then we wouldn't see of the strikers that could do the individual brilliance thing and kind of live in this system that we see at the moment. Isak would be the best, but you wouldn't see what Isak looks like at Newcastle, what he's probably going to look like at Liverpool, because we're not creative. I just want to see and you will see it at Isak. Isak can score some great goals. He scored Weldy, Salah the same. But the vast majority of these lots goals across a campaign are tap-ins. And I don't mean that in a disingenuous way. That is what strikers do. We don't create enough of those. That was one thing when we was watching the Gyökeres highlights. It's them unglamorous goals that I think my team is missing. We've been seeing Kai Havertz fall on the floor and do these things. Do you think it's the increasing mass of online gremlins have driven up expectations for you? 100%. Like, you've got people that, some Arsenal fans that, and obviously every football fan, you want to believe your team is the best and puff out your chest and do all of that. But a lot of Arsenal fans and the ones on social media that, you know, people are weird. They want algorithm and engagement and all that kind of stuff. You can't start insinuating you're at the big boy table and not be held to big boy things, if that makes sense. But naturally, you know, I'd say Arsenal, Man United, they're the bigger talking points. Arsenal's always going to be spoken about. It's easy engagement. Anytime Arsenal lose, think about it. If you work for one of these big publications, anytime Arsenal lose, should Arteta be sacked if Arsenal don't win the title? Whether he should or not is not relevant. You lot can have your thoughts. But that's what's going to happen 100%. But I wouldn't say that, because I think us fans want it. But if you work for Arsenal, you play for Arsenal, I think it's a different kind of establishment. They've been sharing out, listen. Don't think I want another ex-player after Arteta, can't lie, bro. I don't care if you're an ex-player, whatever you did. If your credentials look shirty, bring you. Conte, best manager outside Pep, real proven winner. I don't care about Spurs connection. He didn't win anything with them. One of the most surefire appointments, especially compared to Cesar Ariola. I mean, if that's the case, Conte can be here for a year. You have to work with what you got. It's not going to last long. It's going to start fighting. Glasgow to City next year. A man said, DJ, you wearing blue because this is how you're feeling from Sunday. You know, one little win against Burnley, these United fans piping up. Can't wear a Nike shirt again. I can't wear blue. I can't wear my Juventus shirt, my Bayern Munich shirt, my Borussia Dortmund shirt. Bloody hell, let it all work out. Nah, Arteta, go do some working, bro. And Martinelli, you need to call someone. I'm sure Ben White's got connections at Brighton. You need to call Mitoma and read that uni essay thing he had about dribbling. And then you need to pray, card. What is it that he said? It was sad. Did he say sad about it? He only uses the right side of his brain. We'll end up with FA Cup. Bring it, man. DG, who was the more impactful signing in Highbury? Anelka, Bergkamp, Omri? Surely Bergkamp. For me, Thierry, that's my guy. Could you argue Anelka, though? Because I'm looking beyond the football pitch. We sold Anelka, we paid off Halen, which is helping us to this day. 3 of them in the squad. 29 goals. See, I'm saying madness. No, we're not average. 100, we can't be average. But we're not where we want to be. Bring Allegri. Is that AC Milan, lad? I do feel bad for the players because they know every second guys are talking bad on their name. However, the people I truly feel sorry for are the fans who backed the process since day one. Unpopular opinion, the process, all that process shit is done now. There's no process. The process was to get us to this stage. You've now got the platform. It's just a team aspiring to win silverware. Any processes and projects, Max Dowman, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Wanyeri, Mascara's 21, Calafiori's last season, excluding the 2 Halen boys, he was the youngest. There can be some projects for players. Collectively, dead all of that, man. 100%. 100%. Could you imagine some of the decisions, yeah? Imagine we got Wenger in today's day and age, Omri and Bergkamp joined in this day and age, and the same goes for other clubs with other scenarios. Football fans with social media is crazy, and there's a lot of vested agendas. One thing I hate about social media is there's no honesty, bro. There's no honesty. When you last won the FA Cup, where was you and how did you celebrate? Did you feel sick? X got to celebrate a game last season, celebrating the stadium. The last FA Cup we won, that was COVID, so I was at home, and then was it? Yeah, it was. It was behind closed doors, isn't it? I think the Mandem and it's just an Arsenal thing, isn't it? The one before, obviously, I was at the parades. Well, the two before, I'm losing my mind. Arteta's one, that was COVID. I weren't at Wembley for Mertes, because the one before that would have been Mertes. It would have been Mertesacker, Monreal. Rob Holding. I weren't at the at thingy for that. I went to the parade thing or the celebrations in North. The two before that, when we did it back to back, 2014, 2015, I was at the games. Aston Villa one was probably the best one because we just knew he was going to win. Like, we just thumped them up. We just scored bare goals. It was that being at Carnival. 2014 now was stress because I was in the whole section, 2 goals down. It was mad. But then the euphoria when you finally got it, like, finally ended that drought. To be fair, Wenger, you should have cut from then, my guy. Grandad should have stepped down then, man. With different managers, we become contenders. Madueke and Mascara made me feel safe for it. And when Saka and Saliba go down again, I forgot the feeling of quality depth. Madueke did his thing. I mean, well, he didn't score. I think it was a good. I think Gyökeres did well because people have been critical about him defensively. Madueke was our only outlet, but not being funny, like a squad player. That's what we're saying now about. How much more dangerous and how much more of a threat could he have posed to Liverpool or Gyökeres if he's actually creating some chances? And it's not even isolated to Liverpool. It's something that we keep seeing. So. I don't know, though, man. You should not. I think you mean wear any football shirt other than Arsenal in England. You jinx your team. I don't believe in jinxes and that, man. Most I don't believe in that. I don't believe in jinxes, man. Yeah, to be fair, do you know I'm only onto the Arsenal fans that signed the petition. If you didn't believe in Madueke signing, that's fair. You know how much of a special dickhead you are to sign a petition. Don't sign the player for my football club. It didn't get you nowhere. Haha. All this hate from rival fans for Gyökeres is totally wrong. How can a striker score goals if he gets no service or the team don't play to his strengths? Rivals are going to say what they want. Like, they're going to cook players. We do the same. They can do that. Arsenal fans, there's some that because he's not the most aesthetically pleasing. And the broader thing is you could have got Isaac, Ollie Watkins, Sesko. You've got Gyökeres, Hugo Ekitike. Some maybe could force the issue a bit more, even though Gyökeres forced his own goal against Leeds. It used to be a striker's dream playing for this football club. We used to create a bag of chances. Now, boy, I'm more excited about corners and shit. Which I'm not. Listen, I'm corner boys in the building. I coined that phrase. I'm on that. But I want to have the general play and the corners. Imagine we're creating bare chances, moving it fast and putting keepers under pressure. And the keeper, you know, the rival team, their keepers picked it over the bar and they're like, oh my God, we've got a sigh of relief now. And then the corner boys, which corners are like Arsenal penalties, and they were like, ooh, we're more of a complete team, are we not? What the hell? Sorry, people. I'm just seeing a lot of alerts on social media. Do you know what? Twitter gives me anxiety when I see like all my mentions and things. Not anxiety, but I don't like it, man. Twitter is moist. Twitter is probably the worst social media in terms of user experiences. I could say I like Orange just because this is how Twitter typically goes. Hi guys, I like apples. Oh my God, you like apples? That means you hate oranges. So now you're misogynistic and you're racist. And if you don't like oranges, I hate you, die, and mad stuff. Like crazy. Only Arsenal fans have petitions, yeah. What go off for what go off United? Hey, rivals are gonna do what rivals do, man. Like we've got bigger things to worry about. For me, if you don't support, it wish you for it. If you don't support Arsenal, no one don't care what you got to say, man. Like you can have your opinion in that, but okay. That's why I like to have conversations with actual footballing men and women that know laughing and joking and let's talk ball. A lot of people don't understand or love football at its core level. It's just hee ha ha. I'm very tribal, even to the point where players have too much power in today's day and age. Like clubs give a flying monkeys about them. But yeah, people, let's start seeing what's going on in the world of Arsenal. Again, there's been a date for our game against Port Vale in the League Cup. It's been confirmed, people. It's actually going to be on TV. It's on the 24th of September. So how many weeks? 3. Got a lot of games. And do you not know there's another international break in October? because I was looking at the fixtures today. It's annoying, isn't it? The game against Crystal Palace has been moved, people. Our Premier League game against Crystal Palace at the Emirates in October has been rearranged due to the Eagles' participation in the conference. It was due to take place on a Saturday 25th. Now it's been pushed back to the 26th. Fair enough. There's going to be a lot of clubs who get that sort of stuff. Gyökeres, we'll get into the Gyökeres stuff. We'll get into the Gyökeres stuff in a sec, people. Arsenal and Barcelona closely tracking 23-year-old Premier League defender Muriel. I mean, you know, with us, we sign bad defenders, but unless Gabriel Magalhaes leaves or Calafiori leaves or Hincapie's got his feet under the door leaves, you really reckon we're going to sign a left-sided centre-half? I don't know, people, but yeah, the 23-year-old's been linked with us. How much would he cost? 70 to 80 million euros. He's got a deal until 2029. Obviously, fuel to the fire because Edu's now their director or whatever he is there. We've been given I was on goal.com and they've given us a B for signings, people. I must admit, I don't know. I think it's an A. In terms of recruitments, A. I don't think every recruitment's been amazing. I think there's been three level raises, but we ain't had a summer like that. I would have loved the left wing. I think it's an A. I think it's whether I rate this one and don't rate that one. I can't sit. Nobody can say the board failed. I'll tell you, you've got tools now, bro. You've got tools. Make it work. But what do you lot make of that? Let's see what Gyökeres has said. I don't need to prove anything. Obviously, he wants to prove it to the fans and the players and his teammates and whatnot. But whether it works for Gyökeres or not, end of the day, he did everything you could to sign for this football club. And this has got to be water off a duck's back. You've been doubted your whole life. You've responded to adversity. You're here now, and he's a bit of a shit houser, isn't it? You saw him do the hair thing. I don't feel I need to prove anything. What is specifically as a 27-year-old said, people? There are a lot of people out there who have strong opinions about things they don't really know. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, but it's impossible to please everyone. I don't feel I need to prove anything to people who have no insight into actually what happened. Oh, so they baited me. I thought this was about you at Arsenal. It was tough. We waited a long time at one point, but I'm happy it was finalized in time and I got to be part of the preseason. Of course, it was a shame how it ended, but that's how it went this time. Sometimes life is like that. I was in negotiations and the holiday was extended because of that. I don't want to go into details about why I didn't come back. We know why he didn't come back. He wanted to join the big bad Arsenal. He's calm. What's this? Gyökeres gives 7-word response to Arsenal fans chanting about dumping his girlfriend to play in red and white. He dumped his girlfriend to play in red and white. Okay. What did he say? They have been absolutely incredible. They've shown me an incredible amount, both during and outside of the games. I'm grateful for that. I have no comments about this song. My brother, we don't talk too much. She's in your DMs, in it. Hey, stranger. I hear it. He also said he congratulated Gyökeres, who he congratulated Isaac, which, to be fair, both Swedish strikers had to do a madness to get to the clubs they're at, really. And you know what? Yeah, unpopular opinion. There is one thing I hate about football talk about, you know, like big up Newcastle, but the talk of with Newcastle was, he's ruining his legacy at Newcastle. He could have been a legend. I just want to say, one, a career short. He could have been a legend. Who knows if he wins anything at Liverpool? He might win everything there is to offer. And he's also played for a second big English club in Liverpool. And the man wants to do that. He wants to do that. A football career short. Why would you want to wait till you retire? And, I could have played for Liverpool. I could have went Real Madrid. I could have done this. I could have done that. Because when it's the flip side, like you see with players who have been loyal servicemen and you're getting injuries or clubs don't want you, they dash your way like you're a dog. And regardless of what, and in using Newcastle as an example, big them up, regardless of what they have to say about him, end of the day, you ended your drought, your 70-year drought for silverware. He was part of that. My memory doesn't serve me right, but didn't he actually score against Liverpool in that final? That's in all the DVDs you sell, all the times you look back, he gave you that. So I never understood this. And regardless, you could argue, bro, man don't care about that. And I think the same goes for all footballers. Me as an Arsenal fan, I'm more than qualified to speak on this. We don't see it probably happen with Saliba. We don't see it happen too much now, but I've seen Van Persie. I've seen the list goes on. Cess, the list goes on. Football career is short. That's why you shouldn't get attached to players like that. Remember, it's a relationship of convenience. And to be fair, unpopular opinion, it's about time players got some damn power, if I'm honest with you. Because we don't see what's going on behind closed doors. We don't see not even just isolated to Newcastle. We don't see what they told him and then they've gone back on it. We don't see anything. Why not? Is this something else? I don't want to hear what Gary Neville has had to say. I do want to hear what Freddie Longberg has had to say. I always say to people that I was proud when I was away. I traveled the world, and people say, "Oh, I don't really support you or Arsenal, but I always want to see you guys play." It was beautiful football. It was offensive football. You were going for it to win it. That's what I was mostly proud of. Yeah, I hear that, and people are not wrong with that. But then let's not do the rose tints thing. Arsenal are a soft touch. They need to defend. They can get bullied. So I hear it. Arteta, clearly this football needs to be a lot more pleasing on the eye. But don't be disingenuous and act like we captured the nation's hearts and all this bullshit. Please don't do that. I'm not a fan of rewriting history. But yeah, it was beautiful football. It was offensive football. You're going for it to win it. That's what I was mostly proud of, not the trophies and all that kind of stuff. It's ready. It's easy for you to say when you won the title, win it. But my legend. When I see a little bit of what I saw today in bracket Sunday with Arsenal, to just minimize risk all the time, which is a risk in itself, taking a lot of time on, for example, free kicks, then it is a bit sad to see Wenger call your boy. I'd like him. I would like them to try a bit more. They are fantastic players. He did stress though, Arteta's choices must be respected. I hear it because you want to make sure you keep getting invited because you know they will do a legendary figure like you dirty. We're talking here from the outside. We don't really know what's happening on the training ground and how he wants to play. We don't, but it's been years of this. Pardon me, he's employed to be Arsenal manager, and that's how he wants to play football. Exactly. So he should be praised fairly when it goes well and critiqued fairly when it goes left. He's quite clear that he's not disappointed in how they play. That's how I set up. That's how I think we're going to win the league. So I have to see after 38 games if that's the right way to go or not. But he seems very, very clear. This is how Arsenal is going to play football. I hope it works, bro. I hope it works. Gyökeres told whatever. It's positive and others have that image. We want to win titles. We want to go for it. We have an extremely good team. It's about working hard and getting into it with the new players we have and making it work. The matches where we've played so far felt good. You can always do things better. It's not always going to go game after game. We just have to continue on the path. Fair enough. It's easy to criticize if you're not on the pitch to say what you think and feel about the match. Then it's difficult to steer where you want. We did well defensively and they didn't get many chances. Did we get many chances? Then we'd have liked to do even better offensively. You're crazy. I know if I was your bedroom, I know you're saying slightly different. It's not easy to do every aspect perfectly every match, which is true. Oh, we've gone over the saga bit. So yeah, let's keep this moving. And again, people, signing dons is part of the job. You look at any statistics around direct attacks and fast breaks. Look where we are, man. We're behind Everton, Wolves, and these things. Arteta, you have the capacity to fix this up. Now, obviously, if I go look at bare defensive statistics, we're near the top end, but it's more than just signings. We knew this. Said this to you when we signed Eze, Zubimendi, Gyökeres. You lot knew this. You knew this. I did cover this yesterday, people, but apparently Andrea Berta's own team is still being reshaped. Jason Ito left Arsenal in May to replace him. Berta wanted former Juventus head of scouting Matteo Trigonozzi. Arsenal held talks with him, but decided against the appointment. Trigonozzi's out of the running. The club promoted James Ellis to become technical director. Ellis had previously been head of recruitment and is well respected in the club. Aside from first team responsibilities, Ellis has been involved in recruitment for women's team and academy, including playing a key role in Arsenal's Irish record agreement to sign Viktor Ozanova, 16. Recruiting more elite teenage talent remains a focus. I did think we would bag a couple of British ones and a bit more. I thought we'd sign a bit more academy players and whatnot. We're going to go over that. Don't watch nothing, people. You ain't missed nothing. You know, I got you covered, man. Negotiations for new contracts with Saka and Saliba continue. There are two major outstanding issues Berta inherited and will surely be focused on in the coming weeks. Arsenal remain confident those talks will reach a successful conclusion. On the Eze transfer, Arsenal were flexible. They initially hoped to pay in the region of 50 million. But with Kai injured and Spurs on the verge of sealing the deal, Arsenal went as far as 60 with a further 7.5 in potential add-ons, as you know. Berta's black book of contacts and that he works closely with agents has helped Arsenal. The reps of Gyökeres, Madueke, and Hincapié all play crucial roles in helping club-to-club negotiations, people. The framework for Zubimendi deal was agreed before Berta joined the club. Had he been in the Suto earlier, there were other candidates for the six where he preferred less. Said that he's cool, man. He watched Mascara at close hands and close quarters during his time at Atletico Madrid, and apparently we've adopted a win-now approach, but Berta is advocating for the recruitment of more younger players as potential investments. We hear that. Win now. You've done the win-now recruitment, win-now tactics, Gaffer. Obviously, when Partey left, Bert are lobbied to have a more ready-made replacement in Norgard over Lucian Agormi. Our Berta's conviction about Gyökeres basically helped persuade Mikel Arteta, so we knew that. What do you lot make of this with Mikel Arteta? I can't wait to ask Kenny Ken and DJB this. On if the midfield was conservative, that's what we had. Odegaard was injured. Kai cannot play. Marino is a player that is incredible with what he did there. We played with 3 attacking players, 2 attacking fullbacks after the game. I think it's easy to say that. Seems a bit spoiled sometimes, Arteta, and a bit of a sore loser. Now, I don't think any manager or any sportsman is good at losing, but come on now. In the final stages of Arsenal's appointment process, Berta dined with co-owner Josh Kroenke, who ultimately gave his approval on behalf of KSC people. With the transfer window closed, Arsenal intend to attend to the wider remit of sporting director role. Berta will take up more responsibilities, or the executive hierarchy will be reshaped so others can inherit them. Arsenal are happy to divide negotiation responsibility. If Berta has an affinity with an agent or a club, he will lead. But James King, there's better James here, isn't it? But James King will take charge if he is better placed. Occasionally, Tim Lewis will engage in talks at ownership level. Fair play. Arsenal injury situation. Saliba, right now, we don't know when him, Kai Havertz or Saka will return. We hope Norgard there for Nottingham Forest. Ben White, we hope the same. Some say October for Jesus. This says December, so we'll have to see how that goes. My hot take was in 12 to 18 months, someone we don't want to leave will be sold. I don't know if that's a young player. I don't know if that's a player that divides opinion like a Kai Havertz. I don't know, people. I don't know. And I share Alan Shearer's thoughts with that. We're meant to go over something. Mail Sport understands that Arsenal were open to selling Martinelli at the start of the window. However, they valued him at more than 60 million, while interest was only reaching the 40 million mark. Considering we spent 6 million on him, profit, this deterred the club from pushing to sell him, especially if he ain't got a left winger. A director of a rival club told Mail Sport that Arsenal are victims of having historically vastly overpaid for players and held on to others for too long. You reckon? He cited the then record 72 million paid for Pepe in 2019 and the 32 for Zinchenko as 2 clear examples of paying way over the odds. The same director added that Reece Nelson, Lokonga, Partey, Maitland-Niles and Aubameyang were all on a lengthy list of players he feels could have been sold much sooner at a far higher value. Definitely Maitland-Niles. We rejected 30 million to let my man walk for free. Lokonga, I don't know. Partey, they've tried to get him out the door for time. He ran down his deal. His form in the last 2 years might have changed that. Aubameyang, really? Kenny will love that because apparently he's convinced that Aubameyang tried to engineer a move to Chelsea once upon a time. John, Riley, big up the Twitch gang. Don't forget to subscribe with Amazon Prime if you're on Twitch, people. So yeah, man. What else are we doing? Let Teta scapegoat them. We all know where it is. He's under pressure. He knows it. So all small margin was always rattle him now. Hopefully something clicks over this break and he chills. Big up George. Shane, one love. Mentality is a big thing these days. That's why it had to be Gyökeres, had to be Eze, and had to be Zubamendi. These man want all the smoke. That's our gaffer though. 150 likes next target, people. Hey, Cage, I need to start doing content with you. You need to provide me with some level of contact details. I didn't see many chances. Whoa, he's the manager. We must have been watching a different game because what I saw was 1-2 Madueke versus Gyökeres, couple corners. The only thing I would say is fine. I'm sure there was one time, we went from defense to attack, and it was a good passage of play. I think it kind of died, and it ended with Gabriel Magalhaes like forcing the corner. He went for a shot just outside the area. That's all I saw. Tom, one love for the super chat, my boy. Martinelli doesn't compliment Gyökeres well. He narrows the field and can't 1-2. Glock looked dead until Eze came on and freed space and linked up well. And again, that's another thing. Another break. You're dying for Martinelli. Release it. You're not releasing it, but I can't get vexed at you anymore. Is that 007? I'll be there. I can't lie, BR, man. You got Sesko to focus on. But I hear it though. Nobody said we have Gyökeres. We're ready to challenge for the league. We're challenging with Kai up front. There's no excuses for Glock Nesler. You look with that. You've got Sesko. Come on. You've got Sesko, man. Chelsea were doing Garnacho petitions. Niki then. Where did it get them? Niki. DG's a Facebook guy. There's nothing wrong with Facebook. What the fuck? I started a petition to get DG on the Arsenal Love Show. Your guy, I'm mad. I'm not doing that. I would never do that. You know, I never say never. I wouldn't do that though. I didn't do that. I would not do that. I'll put this on charge 1%. How am I going to send Kenny the link? I'd never do that. I need to see what I'm working with though. That's mad. Imagine going on that Arsenal losing. You want me? Oh, so what do you look for in a woman? Shut up, man. I don't want to hear that, man. Arteta should have made subs. Shut up, man. But then again, the sex could be toxic, allegedly. Yeah, message me, Killy, man. DG, we need to accept Nelly is cooked and should be a 9 option now. Left wing is finished for him. I've accepted Nelly. I think if Nelly leaves, I'm not saying you tear it up, but it's better for you. But I'm not going to see you up front. Marino's going up front before you. Kai's going up front before you. Obviously, Gyökeres is going up front before you. Trossard will go up front before you. If Jesus gets fit, he'll go up front before you. We don't play direct enough. You've got issue, but and a lot of it, that is what I think is going against him. That's out of his control. What is in his control is, bro, the decision making is nowhere. Like, it's over, Martinelli. I got time for you, but it's over, bro. And I think it might turn toxic. What is it like? The pop the balloon thing? They're not doing it. Like Arsenal, too gentrified for that. They're never gonna do pop the balloon. I don't know what it would have been. I already signed up for the show. 100% I didn't. DJ on Love Island. Nah, man, that's not the. Nah, it's not for me. It's not gonna bang. It's not gonna bang. Imagine we made Emirates like Anfield in terms of atmosphere consistently. Teams would be short. Why? Because the fans really the 12th player. We only seem to do it on special occasions. I mean, Arsenal fans, we ain't got what Liverpool got in that regards. The fans just on it all the time. We've never been the most aggressive and rowdy fans, even going back to Highbury. Everybody looks at Highbury with rose tints. I can never look down at Highbury. Twice the atmosphere of the Emirates. But we've never been the noisiest, and that was never the greatest of atmospheres. It definitely wasn't the worst. But you get the point. Crazy. Nathan, I'm not even going to reply to your BS, man. But on that, though, people, I'm conscious of time. We've been here for an hour and 37 minutes. See, even during the international break, there's plenty to speak about. I'm conscious of time. I'm back again at 4 p.m. with Kenny Ken and DJB. It's a chance for me to shut up, chance to ask them questions. Got a couple of talking points. Hope you lot join me for more of such people. But yeah, whether it's been you smashing the like button, your conversations, my silent listeners, my subscribers, big up you lot, big up the super chats, big up you lot on Twitch. It's always a pleasure, man. Now we've got to 70,000. Let's just keep working until we get 100K in it. So, yeah, man. Turn on your notification bells and all that. And I'll see you lot in a bit, man. One love. Always